Hello, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Ann Schlegel and I'm so glad that you're joining me here today. I'm going to share a recipe with you that is a popular treat in my family as well as among my friends. Each time I serve it, it's very well received and I get requests for the recipe all the time. And this is a chocolate chip oatmeal cookie. And what better ingredient to start out with than 3 cups of oatmeal. So these are old-fashioned oats, not the quick cooking kind. I'm putting them in a large bowl. I'm also going to put in 2½ cups of sweetened flaked coconut. And I'm going to put in 1½ cups of all-purpose flour. To that, I'm going to add a teaspoon of baking soda and a teaspoon of salt. All right, and I'm going to just stir that together with my spoon. I'm just getting everything nicely combined in this bowl, and that looks great. So I'll just set that off to the side. So now I've got another mixing bowl here, and I am going to put some other ingredients in that. I'm going to start out with 1 cup of granulated sugar and 1 cup of brown sugar that I've packed in. And then I'm going to add in 1 cup of butter. That's 2 sticks. And I've got my electric mixer handy. I am going to cream the butter and the sugar together. And to cream it means that you actually combine it and get it nice and fluffy. And it'll take a couple of minutes to get it all combined. So this recipe makes a lot of cookies. You might have noticed I've got quite a quantity of ingredients that I'm putting into this dough. And it'll make anywhere from 5 to 6 dozen cookies depending on the size of the cookies you make. So there'll be a lot to go around. Oh, this is coming together very well. Look how nice and fluffy that looks. All right, my sugars and butter are sufficiently creamed. So I'm going to just scrape down the sides of my bowl with my spatula. And now I'm going to add in 2 eggs. I'm going to do this one at a time. And I'm going to put in the first egg and beat that in. All right, that's mixed in very well. So I'll put the second egg in now. And we'll beat that in too. That looks great. Whoops. Turn it off. And I'm going to add in a teaspoon of vanilla. And I've got pure vanilla extract here. I just can't imagine making a chocolate chip cookie without vanilla. So I'll put that in. And we'll mix that in too. Smells so good. All right. I'm going to scrape down the sides of my bowl again before I put in the next ingredients. And the next ingredients just happen to be what we mixed together in our glass bowl at the beginning. And I'm going to add these ingredients in, all of these dry ingredients, a little bit gradually. I'm going to try just half to start out with. And I'm going to mix these with my mixer. All right, well that mixed together very well. I'm just going to get a little bit of dough off of there, off of the beaters. And now the last half of the dry ingredients I'm going to add in and just stir in with my spoon. And the dough does get kind of stiff at this point, which is what you want. And it just is easier actually to stir it in than to put the extra stress on my mixer. So by stirring it in also, I make sure I get everything in there evenly combined. And I'm using a wooden spoon because wooden spoons are very sturdy and hold up well to stiff doughs. So that's my main tool in mixing together cookies, especially large batches. I also prefer wooden spoons when I make yeast breads, stirring together the bread dough. While I'm mixing up this dough, I just have to tell you that I'm really happy to be wearing this apron for the first time today. It was a Christmas present from my sister, and she made it herself. She sewed it. And so thanks so much, Carla. I really like this apron. As you can see, I'm putting it to very good use. All right, that looks great. What a nice big bowl of dough. There's one other thing I gotta add though, and you guessed it, the chocolate chips. We cannot make chocolate chip cookies without them. So I've got 2 cups of chocolate chips that I'm adding in. So we'll just stir in the chocolate chips and get them nicely combined. Oh, the chocolate smells so good. I wonder if somebody around here might want to give me a hand with this. Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. Well, now that I have got my dough all mixed together, I am just going to move a few things out of the way because I am ready to put the dough on cookie sheet. I'm ready to form cookies. So that's always a lot of fun for me. And I have a cookie sheet here that I have lined with parchment paper. And that's the way I usually make my cookies. I usually line them with parchment paper because it provides an easy release for my cookies, as well as gives me an easy cleanup afterwards, which is always good. So I've got a cookie scoop here that holds about 2 tablespoons of dough. And so I'll just dip it into my cookie dough and kind of level it off with a spoon. And then put it on the parchment. And it comes out real easy. So I'm going to put about, well, I'll put 12 cookies on this parchment. And I'm using this cookie scoop so that my cookies will all be about the same size. I really want a uniform size cookie so that they'll all bake evenly. And of course, they look very attractive on a cookie plate when they're all about the same size. And each cookie is just studded with chocolate chips and loaded with oatmeal. You just know these are going to be good cookies. So I'm putting the last cookie on my sheet here. So now what I can do is put them in the oven. I've already preheated my oven to 350 degrees. I'm going to put these cookies in for 10 minutes and check them then. What I want is to have them be set when they're done, as well as lightly browned. So we'll put them in and check them after 10 minutes. So let's see how they look. Oh, they look wonderful. They are definitely set, and they are lightly browned, and they smell so delicious. I'm just going to let them cool on this wire rack on the cookie sheet for 5 minutes and let them firm up, and then we will give them a taste. Time to take the cookies off of the cookie sheet. And as you can see, they come off very easily. And such a nice round shape, and somebody wants somebody wants to taste these. Oh, they do smell wonderful. All right, well, I can't wait to taste these either. I'm just going to get them all off. All right. So, there is just, it is such a treat just to taste the first cookies out of the oven when they're so nice and warm and delicious. Would you like a cookie?
Yes.
All right, well, help yourself.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I please have another cookie?
You want another cookie?
Yes, I love cookies.
All right. You can have one more, okay?
Okay.
All right. Well, these cookies tend to go quickly in our household, but luckily, they make enough to feed a large group of people. And so I'm just going to continue making cookies. I've got a lot of dough left here. And as I said before, these make 5 to 6 dozen, depending on the size of your scoop. With my scoop, it makes 6 dozen. So enjoy this recipe, everyone.